Okay guys, it's Sunday. We're not doing a lot of work. We just want to get the pins for the backhoe were drifting in and out on me because there was a bolt down cross piece on the end of the rod or the pin that broke off. So I want to drill it and put threads in there so that we can put a bracket on each side of the pin to keep it from coming out of the backhoe bucket. So I showed Carmine a little bit about the lathe. He knows the head stock, the tail stock, and what he's doing right now is he used the center drill to get started on this, and he's using the gauge that's on here to be able to get him in there 1 inch. So he has to hit 19/16 because of the lead on the drill. Are you there now?
No, I'm on
yet.
No.
So I showed him to put a little bit of oil on the drill, plus to clean off the threads as he goes. And that's where he's at so far. So any of you machinists want to give him some advice, be my guest. And he's got glasses on. I didn't tell him this yet, but I'm saying it now. No gloves when you're working with a lathe, no long sleeves if you can help it. Okay, no long sleeves. So the way you are right now is just right. And anything you press, any pressure on anything is where the breakage starts. So you're better off not putting any real pressure on anything. So you got 1 inch there?
Yep.
Okay, so now we're going to move the tailstock back, take the drill bit out so you have room, and then we're going to tap that with a 5/16 tap. So Carmine had pulled the die out. Now he's going in there about maybe a couple of turns, finding when it's tight, and then he's stopping and bringing the tie, not tap, not the die. So he's going in until he feels that it's snug, so you don't want to break anything when it's good and snug, and then he's going to take it back out to clean the hole out. Now when he puts it back in, I told him to use his fingers to thread the tap in rather than the T-handle there, because it'll be so that you find center of the tap on the threads. Now he's holding it there to back out, so with this hand, so that the tap doesn't fall down and start goofing up the threads. So he's going to blow both in and start over again. But this is what I was talking about, where he threads it in with his fingers. Like this, so that he doesn't screw up the threads by using the T-handle. Very good. Now the hole in that pin here is about 1 inch deep. He knows that he can go down with this starter tap to about 4 threads from the end roughly. And then he'll stop and put the finishing tap in there. Now we did use the tailstock then with a live center on it to line up the tap to keep it straight. The problem with these taps being made in somewhere else is that the end of the tap, it looks like it's concave there, and it sort of is, but it's not really a nice point. But it's working good enough for what we need, I guess. That's it. There you go. Now this tap here is sort of like an intermediate tap between starter and finish, but it'll be our finish tap. I'm not up on all the taps and dies that they make anymore. I used to know more about it than I know now, but this is a Greenlee brand. It doesn't seem too bad. It seems like a pretty decent one. You see how that where the die goes in, or the tap goes into that head of the T-handle, it's not in the center. That's why I told them to enter it by hand rather than try to use that off-center handle where it screws you up and it'll goof up the threads. Now that's not cutting oil. We have some somewhere, just not handy at the moment. Next time you take that out, you want to measure it for that 1 inch you're looking for and see how far down you got to go.
Alright.
Now on this particular lathe, there's a pin in here that locks this gear. I think you can lock it with another handle up there, but I'm locking it with this little pin. It's not putting that much pressure on it to tap it. So you're doing good. Hold it by the tape and see where any inches is nesting in.
Right here.
Okay, that's about how far you want to go, so remember that. Now you could put a piece of tape where you could mark it with a marker, but if you can remember it, that's good. Or you could even measure, you know, how far down you've gone, and we'll get into that later, the measuring part of things. So we're tapping, like I said, both sides of this bigger pin so that we can put caps on it to keep it in the bucket. So, okay, so we turned the pin around and now he has a starter drill in there. Going to bring the tailstock up till it just about touches. Lock the tailstock down. Turn the lathe on. Nice and easy. Put a drop of oil on that. Okay. Now these starter drills I got at Harbor Freight, so you have to take it easy with them or they do break. I've already broke 2. I take that out of there and then start over. That's it. A little bit of oil on that. When you hear squeaking, that's when it's asking for oil. You can also see a little bit of smoke there. Right, so that's far enough actually for that. That's it. So you loosen the tailstock, move it back out of the way. Take that bit out and put the other bit in. Now this, we're putting a 5/16 threads in here, so you need a 17/64, I think it is, right?
Yeah.
drill bit to be able to get the threads. Well, this heat really has me slowed down. I'm glad I'm not outside. It's about probably 10 degrees cooler or so inside the garage here, plus we got the fan running. Turn the machine on. A little bit of oil. Now, when you first enter it, count your things. 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
You need 1 inch, 16 16ths, and 3 is 19 16ths. Now you can see a little bit of smoke there, so just add some more oil to it. There's a little bit of wobble to this pin. It's not the chuck. The chuck is running nice. It's the pin. Probably from being in the backhoe, it might have a slight bend to it. Is that where you want to be?
No, not yet. One more time.
That it?
Yep.
Okay, so that's a 1 inch deep hole there now, and he'll just go ahead and get ready to tap it again, which you've seen previously. So, Carmine, at least you learned something else new on a hot Sunday. Have a good one, guys. Bye. I don't think I showed just this part. This is where he has the tap just entered into here. No tap has been made yet, no threads. And he's using the tailstock with a live center to be able to hold that in place. So what we're going to do here is open up the lathe. We're going to push the pin into one of these holes. Hang on, guys. So the pin is in one of these holes just to hold it. And now he'll hold this and tighten and turn this at the same time. I think you might have to loosen up on it a little bit. That end, that's it. Yeah, and now try turning this. This way. Might have to loosen it more. Might have it too tight. Oh, no, wait a second, I'm sorry. Yeah, we don't need the pin in there. No, we don't need the pin in. So now we want to turn it. Alright, go ahead. Now take it easy. What you want to do now is you want to tighten up on the tailstock. Leave the wrench go. Just use your hand on the tailstock and the lathe. Don't turn that too much until it asks for it.
Okay.
Only turn this right now. That's it. That's it. When you see it get loose, then you put a little bit on the tailstock. And then once it's started, then we'll take the tailstock away, move the tailstock back, and then he'll use the hand tool to put it. That's when we want to put this in. This pin. Grandpa had you goofed up. You know, that keeps us nice and straight and everything in alignment. Okay, so you guys did see this part. Bye.